Greetings. It is my pleasure to take a few minutes today to congratulate all the CSWE member programs, faculty, and students for an amazing year, for all of your hard work and dedication that led to this year's graduation. I'm Saundra Starks, Chair of the CSWE Board of Directors, and currently the MSW Program Director at Western Kentucky University. This year, more than 40,000 students will graduate from CSWE accredited programs, social work programs across this nation, and move into their respective areas of practice. I want to congratulate all of you for your diligence, perseverance, and resilience and success. I also want to congratulate the hundreds of educators who worked possibly harder than ever before this past year to ensure that our graduates were ready to practice and have the commitment to practice in today's numerous and complex problems. Students and faculty, you are so incredibly resilient. Your ability to restructure traditional lessons and field work during these traumatic, turbulent times demonstrates the commitment and passion that we all share for social work practice. I've heard it said that we're in a Renaissance period, and that resonates with me, particularly when I think about the work of Dr. Brene Brown, who talks about the reckoning, the rumbling, and the revolution, and that's exactly where we are. This past 15 months or more have changed our world in so many ways. For all of the horrors and traumas we've experienced this year, there's also been, though, this tremendous energy to address the systems that perpetuate racism, murder, injustice, and disparities in access to healthcare and mental health services. These glaring disparities and injustices in treatment and services for Black and Brown people have really been exposed. Those of us who knew already knew what we knew, but now the general public can no longer deny this is the status and this is the environment we live in. So I do believe this can be a renaissance for the profession and for social work education. You graduates are the future of social work, and I want to challenge you to seize on the opportunities in front of you. Anti-racism, diversity, and inclusion has to be the core of everything we do. We've seen far too many people killed by police, and we can make a difference. We've seen thousands of people die from COVID-19 needlessly because they didn't have access to care. We can make a difference. We can stop this. We can use our collective voices, our macro practice skills, and be the needed change agents. Let us pull environmental justice back to the forefront of our practice. We live where we live, and the conditions determine so much about our lives and our well-being and our access to services. So we can't deny that macro practice matters. There's a renewed call for social workers to help create and guide policies at local, state, and federal levels that address the needs of our communities. Please get involved in the political system, run for office, support candidates that promote the values and ethics of the profession. You are the generation of social workers who can bring an end to systemic racism. You're ready to seize these opportunities. You will not be alone when you're ready. Your classmates, your social work colleagues and faculty are there with you. We can do this together. It will take the collective village of social workers. And speaking of faculty, I want to congratulate my sister and brother educators at each program across the nation. This has been an exhausting year, both physically and emotionally. This has been a year like no other for faculty, particularly who strive to advance and maintain the integrity of our programs and standards in social work education. For many of us, this has been another full year of virtual instruction. For others, you've tackled the challenges of hybrid teaching, digital teaching. You've shown amazing flexibility and resilience while navigating through the ambiguity of most of these situations. I thank you for all you have done to prepare these thousands of graduates to be the change agents positively in this world. I hope you'll take the time for yourself this summer to refresh and renew yourselves in whatever ways that you ground and center yourself. It may be hard, difficult, because most of us are so used to taking care of other people. But I strongly recommend that you take this time to focus on your needs and well being. Before we know it, this next semester will be here, and we'll still be dealing with the global pandemic, continued racism, and the challenges that we tried to overcome this past year. So we need your passion and energy. Social work education is moving forward, and we cannot do this without your support. Please focus on yourselves and know that CSWE is here to be a resource for you so that you can continue to be excellent and dedicated educators. In conclusion, students, faculty, and administrators, please feel acknowledged, appreciated, and valued. Your dedication and resilience has made this moment possible. I wish you a wonderful and re-energizing break, and I'm so proud of all the work that you've done this year. Congratulations and asante sana. Thank you in Swahili.
Greetings. As we approach the end of the spring semester and for many of our programs, the end of the academic year, I want to extend a note of deep gratitude and congratulations to the faculty and staff that pulled off the miraculous this year. In the midst of unthinkable circumstances, you did it, and you did it extraordinarily well. I'm Darla Spence Coffey, the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Council on Social Work Education, and I could not let this season go by without letting you know how grateful and impressed I am by the way that social work faculty and staff rallied around the unprecedented challenges we all faced over the past year. While I'm not surprised, we are social workers, I do still marvel at the amazing resiliency and creativity that social workers demonstrate, as well as our customary forward-thinking and problem-solving approaches that characterize the way that we respond to challenges. I am so proud and honored to be a social worker among social workers. We know that this last year has been challenging, and we hope that CSWE has been a resource for you during these challenges. In response to what we heard from you, we created online communities through our Spark platform so that you could ask questions, share ideas and resources, and get support from your colleagues. We built out some resources that were specific to COVID-19. In collaboration with a dedicated group of subject matter experts, we were able to publish a curricular guide on substance use disorders. We saw an uptick in the use of our resources for legislative advocacy. Over 70 social work educators responded to our call to join a task force that we formed shortly after the murder of George Floyd to advance anti-racism in social work education. This group has offered over 150 distinct recommendations for how to make social work education stronger by adopting anti-racist pedagogies and establishing anti-racist learning environments. We can do this through the changes that we make in our educational policies and accreditation standards, our curricula, the way that we do faculty development, and making structural changes in social work education programs. And finally, we joined Social Work Votes to strengthen the connections between what social workers do and facilitating opportunities for citizens to exercise their right to vote. I have no doubt that it was these efforts that contributed to the largest voter turnout this country has ever seen in the November election. Thank you. We're a powerful force, aren't we? And for a moment, I would like you to just stop and absorb something. This spring, collectively, our schools and programs of social work education will graduate over 47,000 students across the educational continuum. These students whom you've taught, advised, mentored, comforted, challenged, and supported join this amazing workforce of social workers to affect change in the lives of individuals, families, communities, systems, and policies. You know, for quite a while, I joined the chorus of folks that talked about wanting to put 2020 in the rearview mirror. 2020 was frightening. It was exhausting. It was completely overwhelming. Who wants to keep feeling those things? I could not wait to turn that page. But I've begun to think differently about all of this. There were lessons that I learned in the past year that I do not want to lose moving forward. There were questions that were raised that do not have answers still that I want to keep asking. I encourage you to think about these things too. What have you learned over the past year that you might not want to lose sight of? One thing I learned, or perhaps was just reminded of more exquisitely, was that we are most definitely stronger together. Thank you for the work in your programs, in our councils and commissions, on the board of directors, on the National Nominating Committee. Thank you for your work on the task force to advance anti-racism and social work education. Give yourself time and space to absorb, reflect, and re-energize as we put this year in the rearview mirror and keep in front of us the issues and priorities that will shape our future. Thank you.